Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with day 10 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, series 19. And today's sketch is by the lovely Linda, and that is the scrapbooking photographer. It is a grid layout or sketch, and so it's called for 6 pictures. I'm going to use 6 and kind of have an extra one on here. And I'm using some Vicki Boutin hodgepodge. So I have the Art for Everyone paper pad she put out that's got a bunch of different papers from a lot of her collections. And so I have like Discover and Create, Print Shop, and like Color Study, some leftover Color Study and Kaleidoscope, I think. So I'm going to use what I can of that. So I have my papers, I have my embellishments, I have my pictures, and this awesome sketch. So let's see how this goes. So I picked this paper out because I love the fact that this grid will hold my 3x4 pictures. I do trim them out, but I find it's easier for me to be reasonably even and straight. Not even and straight, but reasonably. A little bit more so if I'm using some kind of a grid or lined paper. So I want to have a bit on the top and the bottom like she has on the sketch. And so I wanted the part where the rays come together, and I want that to be at the top and the bottom. So I cut a piece on the right and the left, and then cut this chunk that's like, I don't know, 4.5, 5 inches. And then I cut right at the point where they all come together. And I'm going to put the bigger, wider one at the top and the thinner one at the bottom, with the ray part meeting at, in the middle. And then I am going to mat my whole layout with this brown paper that I've cut the grid out of. And then I'm going to use this black paper that I cut down to 11 and a half by 11 and a half. And I'm going to use that and then put my grid on there. So I love these colors. I was trying to decide there if I wanted the bigger portion at the top or the bottom. I think because I'm going to put the title at the top, I wanted a wider space, or a bigger space up there. So I put the bigger space up at the top and then start working from there. So my pictures originally were 3x4. I did trim them down a little bit in height by like maybe barely a 1/4 inch or something like that, so that it would give me a little border. They would fit on here height wise, but there would have been barely any border at all. So I wanted to have a little bit of a border. It's not super even. One of the pictures somehow ended up being smaller than the others. I don't know. Honestly, there's just no telling with me. So I do get them all on there. I did not mat them. I thought that they were fine enough because it is like a storytelling page where there's all sorts of entertaining things to find in these pictures. So the far right picture at the top is me in my 50th birthday gear. This is at my birthday party / dinner at my sister's house. And we had all sorts of fun. And one of the things we did was played bingo, and it was music bingo, which was absolutely fabulous. My family is very music inclined, and so we all listened to quite an eclectic array of music. And so we were playing bingo, and my sister would play a song, and whoever guessed who it was and the name of the song would get a point. Like, you could get 2 points if you got them both, or 2 people could get a point. Plus, we were doing a bingo card at the same time, so if you got a bingo, you got a prize. So some of the prizes are featured in these pictures, including the lovely socks that my grandson is wearing that's a little too big for him. They say, "I love Jesus." They're very cute, but it may be a smidge too big. And then in one of the pictures, he's got a little travel bottle of Fireball. So also a great prize. There's some other prizes that are kind of scattered around on the table. There were some, just hysterical things for you know, the up for the taking. And some of it was like food things. Some of it was just squishy bums or something like, I mean, like just crazy stuff that you buy at like the dollar store at some random stores. So, but anyway, I did think this was the perfect opportunity to use the Discover and Create the feathers. I don't know why I have a hard time sometimes with using those, but I felt like since I have like these feathers in my 50th birthday hat, that this was a great time to use those. And then that picture in the bottom corner that I fussy cut is just the beer that my niece was drinking, and it was called Foggy Geezer. And I thought she did that on purpose, but she didn't. It just happened to be really fitting for the fact that it was my 50th birthday party. I decided to title this Delight because it was one of the wordy bits that fit. We had so much fun. It was such a good time. I wanted to add as much on here as I could without it being crazy. I mean, the pictures themselves are already very busy. So, I mean, I've got on some fabulous shades, my 50th birthday pin, my birthday banner, all the things. So I've pulled things from all the different collections. I don't think I ended up using, I think that the Sunshine Adventure Coat, that might have come from the Kaleidoscope / Color Study. But I think everything else is mostly from Discover and Create. And then I think there's a few things from Print Shop. I really didn't keep up. I know that the purpley things are from Discover and Create, like the feathers and the little button and stuff. And then the word, the Delight, is from Discover and Create as well. I just wanted to put all the things on here that I felt like were fitting. There's a couple little hearts that are in that like deep purple. So I want those on here. And then I put like this little measuring ruler, that's the word I'm looking for, down at the bottom. There's a few of them in this collection, and I don't know why I have such a hard time using them. They're such a fun like little table for your things to sit on and pictures and stuff. And then I use this little extra place for journaling. Now, I've said this before, and if this is your first time hanging out with me or at least seeing a birthday layout, I had a birthday party with friends and family. I had a birthday dinner, and then I had a birthday dinner / party with my family and two of my really good friends at my sister's house. So those 3 events, there were lots of pictures, and so I didn't want to journal on my birthday party or my birthday dinner / party because there were so many different things. So I started to journal here, and then I remember I didn't want to do that. But I did use my date stamp up at the top. I did it messy on purpose, so I didn't want y'all thinking that was an accident. But I will go in and journal on all of these before I put them in my book once all of my birthday layouts are complete for my birthday party and my birthday dinner / party. So you only turned 51, so they celebrated me a lot. It was lovely. Here is the close-up of my version of Linda's sketch. I hope you'll go check out the sketches. You can go and check those out on Facebook at Christy's Beautiful Life. She does have a separate page just for 30 days of sketches, and you can see all of the sketches from every one of her series that she's had out there. So like I said, we're on 19, lots of inspiration out there. And then of course, I hope you'll go check out the playlist with all the other people who are using the sketches this month. And then I would love it if you give me a thumbs up if you like my video and or my layout. And I hope you'll come back and hang out with me. Your time is precious to you, so I appreciate that you spent some of that with me. And I hope you all have a great day. Hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. And happy scrapping.